Hey everyone, I'm back. So before we dive back into redemption, I think we ought to look at the terminal disks. Now I'm going to speed through this super fast because this track apparently has some crazy copyright thing on it by someone who's not even Victor Entertainment, so I'm going to talk over this stuff as much as possible. So let's see, the key is off. Yeah. Alright, so let's start with file 5.
The 4-year period between 2011 and 2014 were golden years for the world. It was no accident that this coincided perfectly with the presence of Aura. After all, the world was an online game managed by the ultimate AI. Even in CC Corp, this was known only to a limited number of people. From the moment it began, no one fully understood Aura, the omnipresent AI system that controlled the world. The average player would have no way at all to even learn of her existence. Aura had inherited the intelligence of a genius, Harold Hewick, and the beauty of a poet, Emma Wieland. She was the ultimate administrator of the world, and a gifted debugger. And yes, she could behave like a temperamental creator. As the lone deity in the world, Aura would sometimes act impulsively like a fickle goddess. For example, it was Aura's idea, not CC Corporation, to create a replica of the Kite character and use it in a promotional giveaway campaign. She even put the hero of the bracelet in a demo version and returned him to gameplay. As to when Aura disappeared, that can only be determined by examining conditions in the world. Our best estimate is in late 2014. It was 7 years after the day of Pluto's kiss that abnormalities first began to be clearly detected in the world. Time lags and frequent crash servers started to seriously interfere with the game. These problems didn't just cause trouble for the world, they affected the entire network. Load processing increased, and real-world trouble quickly magnified. The Network Market Research Organization, NAB, along with other institutions, investigated the cause, but although they suspected it was due to a new type of virus, one similar to the kind that had caused the original network crisis, they were unable to find evidence of sabotage. That was no surprise. The real reason was simply that Aura had vanished. This alone caused the network to revert to its original specs. It took until early 2015 before executives at CC Corp would come to that realization. And that's how it began. The network, albeit quietly, began to fall into decay, and the world faced its own dark age. As it became less and less reliable, the world soon lost its popular appeal. Aura, the guardian ubiquitous. Only a handful of people understood the relationship between the loss of Aura and the network chaos. The top executives at CC Corp were forced to make a decision. Their plan was to resurrect Aura and bring her back to the network again. But the father of Aura, Harold Hewick, was dead. Therefore, the RA plan, the plan for bringing her back, required a different organization. This was how Project G.U. was established.
So what now?
loss of the ultimate AI, Aura, was the second major network crisis. In other words, the birth of Aura paved the way for the world's second paradigm shift. The world's golden age lasted from 2011 until 2014. When Aura's disappearance was confirmed, the world's golden age had truly become a dark age. A variety of problems, such as faulty servers, began to spread everywhere, not just the world, but over the entire internet. However, once CC executives learned that the cause of these problems was due to the loss of Aura, they began to formulate a plan to counteract against the silent danger. They would forcibly restore Aura back to her original state. They intended to seize control of the next network society by creating and managing this ultimate AI themselves. It was a return to the plan both CC Corp and Ultimate Corp had hatched during the first network crisis. That was back in 2005, when they were still using the Ultimate operating system. Ultimate had managed the network's hegemony. This is how Project G.U officially began. It was all thanks to CC Corp's sponsorship. The budget was limitless. A special team was put together. First-class engineers, AI programmers, and other technical experts. I myself was also a major part of this project. I was brought on to represent CC Corporation and ensure their goals were met. The project's overall objective was to restore Aura, and thus G.U's RA plan began. RA plan. We were to salvage the 8 broken pieces of the Morgana Factor, which had sunk into a sea of data after being destroyed by Kite's bracelet during the 2010 Morgana incident. It was thought that by sealing each piece of Morgana Factor separately into character data, players could then take control of them, one at a time. There were precedents for this kind of strategy. The mind of a player known as Sora had attached itself to Skaith. And there was Maha, whose mind was thought to have adhered itself to the wandering cat-like AI, Mia. Of the people involved in Project G.U, there was one man on the team who was absolutely invaluable. Jotaro Amagi, an elite mind who came to CC Corp at age 19 after working intelligence for the Ministry of Economy. For his age, he was truly a genius. Although Mr. Amagi and I were far from what you would consider friends, our complementary knowledge and combined abilities helped greatly to advance the project forward. We were the 2 essential wheels that kept G.U rolling. Our age difference didn't matter, yet we would frequently clash in fevered arguments. For some reason, a strange mixture of feelings, respect, envy, and scorn, had begun to grow in my heart. Even so, Amagi and myself scoured the network, finally managing to find a single piece of the Morgana Factor. It was Magus, the factor for propagation. After a great deal of trial and error, the team finally succeeded in attaching the Morgana Factor to a character in the world. This completed prototype became known as an Epitaph user, so named for Morgana's 8 phases of the Epitaph. The one we completed first was called the Epitaph User of Propagation. However, no one involved in the project, not even myself or Amagi, could use one of these characters. When someone would try to log into the world with one of these characters, an unbearable vertigo, nausea, and headache would paralyze him. The Morgana Factor, just as it had in the cases of Skaith and Sora, showed a high affinity for human minds. But perhaps that was only towards the chosen ones. Amagi had a theory that the Morgana factor could choose the player it would attach to, and though conditions were unclear, the Morgana factor would approve only a certain type of human. If that were indeed the case, locating those 8 chosen ones became an important issue for Project G.U. At the advice of Amagi, a search team was created within the security admin department. They would filter players in the world to find the chosen ones. Unfortunately, we learned that Sora's real-life player had already canceled his account with the world.
It's the super boss from the last installment of the original .hack.
That's a unique bracelet. Can I take a look?
Mia! Your mace there!
Amagi and I continued our search for the other 7 pieces of the Morgana factor.
Yes.
Skaith, Innis, Fidhel, Gore, Maha, Tarvos, and Korbenik. Eventually, we discovered that the Maha piece had once again attached itself to the cat character Mia. We were able to extract it by destroying the cat character. We continued to produce epitaph users one at a time, and eventually we had completed all 8 of them. All we had to do next was allow the chosen ones to control these epitaph users, then have them use the power of Morgana's 8 phases to activate the program Amagi had created. This RA program would restore Aura, gateway to Utopia. We at Project G.U. had come so close, arrived at our Utopia. Jotaro Amagi and I continued looking for the Morgana factor as part of CC Corp's Project G.U. After collecting each epitaph for Skaith, Innis, Magus, Fidhel, Gore, Maha, Tarvos, and Korbenik, we managed to complete 8 epitaph users. All we then had to do was allow the chosen ones to control these epitaph users, then have them activate the RA program that Amagi had created in order to restore Aura to existence. To put it simply, this involved unleashing the immense power of Morgana's 8 phases into the network. However, during preparation for the final stage, I realized that there was something incredibly dangerous that could occur in rebooting the Morgana factor. The use of a power that shouldn't exist, strong enough to revive Aura, the ultimate AI. Doing so could produce giant distortions all over the internet. These distortions were basically anti-existences. They had also occurred during the Morgana incident. Kite's bracelet, given to him by Aura, unleashed a force, and it was this force that created the nightmarish Kubia.
I guess it's not running away.
Fine, then let's settle this.
For just once. I'll stick with you till the end.
If the distortion field produced from a single bracelet resulted in Kubia, there was no telling what the distortion caused from 8 powerful epitaph users might do. The salvage of the 8 pieces of the Morgana Factor would literally become a gathering of the unwilling. Distortions would appear randomly like unwanted tumors. I reported these findings to Amagi and urged him to put the RA plan on hold until my concerns could be resolved. But Amagi refused, saying that the distortion produced earlier was due to hidden bugs in the Herald system. He said the RA program he designed would never allow anything like that to occur. He laughed at my concerns. With our rivalry and the envy of the genius Harold Hewitt consuming him, Amagi began to press ahead with the RA plan at all costs in order to prove his own abilities.
What a megalomaniac, that Amagi. Okay.
I was concerned about the RA plan, so I opposed Amagi's attempts to experiment with his program. Fearing the situation would worsen to a point of real danger, I secretly removed one epitaph user from the ended in my home computer. This was the epitaph user integrated with the Morgana Factor of Tarvos the Avenger.
Pie.
Without all 8 characters, there was no way the RA program could be activated. But Amagi didn't even bat an eye at the unexpected absence of a key epitaph user. It turned out that Amagi had secretly constructed a dummy Morgana Factor and had prepared his own original epitaph user as a backup. It didn't take him long to deduce that the missing epitaph user was my doing. Amagi went ahead with his plan. He proceeded to gather 7 of the potential chosen ones together. Systematically, he matched them up to each epitaph user. Meanwhile, he used his own dummy epitaph user to connect to the network and began testing the RA program. This was the high point of Amagi's life. If he succeeded at reviving the ultimate AI, his genius would be considered on par with the great Harold Hewitt.
What a glory hound.
If he could somehow manage to control the ultimate AI, then in the eyes of many, he would even surpass Harold's genius. He was playing with genetics of the unknown, and unfortunately, I knew it was only to further himself. He wished to combine his own mind and fuse it with the ultimate AI. He wanted to become a god inside the network, using the 8 pillars to support him.
Yep, definitely a megalomaniac.
As a result, Amagi's experiment was anything but perfect. In an instant, the RA program crashed. Suddenly, over 80% of the world's game data was completely wiped out. The minds of all 7 potential chosen ones were caught up in the Morgana Factor's rampage, and they fell into comas. Sadly, Amagi suffered severe mental damage as well.
The hubris of the gods. The humans who tried to sabotage the grunties. It was all a metaphor for Amagi's hubris.
Amagi's experimentation of the RA program ended in failure. I arrived shortly after the RA program went berserk and set about containing the situation. However, I was only able to recover a single epitaph user from the devastation. The one I recovered was the epitaph user integrated with the Morgana factor of propagation, Magus. His experiment having failed, a deranged Amagi caused a fire to break out. The fire spread fast, consuming a third of the CC Corp building, causing tremendous damage. The media was given news of only the fire itself, announcing to the public that several people were injured. Genocide of the unfaithful. What was the reason for this miserable failure?
It was Amagi's hubris.
Most likely, it was because Amagi did not approach the world with enough respect. It may also be that the one most cursed by the ghost of Harold Hewick was none other than Amagi himself. Whatever the reason, the RA program's failure and the huge fire that accompanied it caused over 80% of the world's data to be lost. And at the same time, Project G.U's research data was also irreparably damaged. G.U was suspended, and I took responsibility for the project's failure by resigning from CC Corporation.
That twin Amagi.
As a result of Jotaro Amagi's Project G.U failure and the huge fire that accompanied it, over 80% of the world's data was gone. G.U was dissolved, and I assumed responsibility for its failure by resigning from CC Corp. In the end, I suppose I couldn't win against either Amagi or Harold Hewick. But I didn't lose to them either. The faith of engineer Jun Banshoya had not yet been broken. It was soon decided that the world would be shut down temporarily. One can only theorize at the purpose of CC Corp's executives, but after having lost over half their data, it was assumed that it was a simple managerial decision. They reasoned that instead of working towards repairing the old game's data, it would be a better idea to apply their resources to a new generation game. A new game project the company had dubbed R2. This was also a way to escape from the ever-looming ghost of the genius, Harold Hewick. Of course, analysis of the Herald system had been halted, and the re-examining black box data had also been implemented into R2. Soon the day arrived. The town and area data that they had managed to save were presented to the public. The first generation of the world faced its final day. I logged in with my own private character to see. Makanu was serenely quiet. The cityscape that made one think of Venice was beautiful, and the waterways reflected the evening sun. Many had gathered underneath the bridge. It reminded me of a happier time when the voices of hundreds of players echoed on the streets. Like a midsummer night's dream. The next day, this world would be gone. With lingering memories and grieving voices, those who were angry at CC Corporation completely disregarded the presence of system administrators on that final day. The characters that they had grown so attached to would not be carried over to the next version, effectively ending their lives all at once. Even so, they gathered together in the town. Everyone said goodbye to their friends. Some vowed to meet again. Others decided to move on. Keeping to myself in a desolate alley, I couldn't help but wonder. I wondered where Aura had gone. She was like Amaterasu hiding in her cave. After losing her, those 4 golden years of the world had all of a sudden come crashing down upon us. We humans had lost our god. We couldn't stop from wailing and weeping. Project G.U. had been designed to give us a new god, but it had collapsed in flames. I don't know exactly when it happened. A young girl, bathed in the sunset, whispered the following to me. The barefooted girl with saffron-color hair whispered to me,
Zephy! It's Zephy!
Her last whisper disappeared, as if the wind had blown it away. And then the girl was gone. It felt like I stood there forever. I tried to make sense of her words, and then I realized that girl, with her obviously hacked character, might well have been a wandering AI.
It was Zephy.
Somehow she gave me the impression of Aura that I had once known.
Aura's daughter, Zephy. That's who it was.
The world will end. It will end. And yet its core will be preserved in the next generation. Generation of unity. It is what people have always wished for. Was I the only one to think that this comforting chaos, although ironic, somehow fit perfectly with the world? But now it is all too late.
So, Zephy knew that her mother had disappeared. So she could go further. Ovan?
The World, R2, was released to the public on December 24th, 2015.
Merry Christmas.
That day, which became known as Death of a Goddess, must have been bittersweet, even for the players who knew nothing about the disappearance of Aura. Releasing the new game barely a year after the unforeseeable data loss, CC Corp surprised even me with their speed. And even though all the graphic data and the battle engine were already up and running upon release, the message text, as well as the core system, must have been hastily thrown together by programmers. They couldn't have had time to properly debug. As a result, R2 was plagued by constant bug issues since day one, and the game had to be repaired and refined through regular maintenance. The majority of the Epitaph users had been lost. The only Epitaph user left to CC Corp was the propagation. It should have been carefully stored by the security administrators who took over the now-defunct Project G.U. However, the Avenger, the Epitaph user I removed to prevent Amagi's experiment, was still being kept in my computer. Eventually, CC Corp will become aware of the existence of Tarvos, which contains a piece of the Morgana factor, and that I have it. I'll have to come up with some countermeasures. When the RA program failed, the other 6 pieces of the Morgana factor having been separated from their epitaph users, were once again lost in the network's ocean of data. Project G.U was gone. Amagi was beyond any hope of recovery, and with me now gone from CC Corp, things will be safe, at least as long as the Chosen Ones don't access the world. If they do, they may unwittingly draw epitaphs to themselves. Then, much like what happened with Sora and Skaith could happen again. In the end, my goal of preventing the birth of Kubia, the anti-existence, can be said to have been accomplished. Having known Harold Hewick, Jotaro Amagi, and the world more intimately than any other, I had one final duty. I had to keep the epitaph user, Tarvos, safely hidden away. I had to prevent those outside CC Corp from learning about the power of the Morgana factor. However, things had taken a turn for the worse. Ovan. He is the epitaph user of the Rebirth. Ovan has already started to act. He's assembled a guild. His members include Sagi Saka, Biset, Godo, and finally Shino. The name of the guild is Twilight Brigade.
Roots.
Does he know about Harold Hewick and the epitaph of Twilight? Where did he learn about it? Does he also know about Morgana and the ultimate AI, Aura? I have confirmed that Ovan's left arm contains indecipherable data. What on earth is it? He has an almost incalculable amount of data capacity within him. Please stop, Ovan. I'm begging you. Everything is Ovan's doing. I repeat, everything is in Ovan's hands. That man will become the guide to an uprising.
Freaky. Okay. We've seen the hidden history of how this generation came to be. As for Tarvos, I know why Pi has it. It's because she mentioned her brother. She picked up the Tarvos factor, did she not? Her brother is none other than the author of those tapes, Jun Banshoya. The story needs to be advanced.
Crimson Versus!
Copper Chariot. As you can see, the first game's gallery was completed. Here's the don't kick thing I talked about. I think it's hilarious. And yeah, here we go. Officially allowed. It depicts Shugo and Reina, as well as Zephy. my old strategy. Vengeful arrow. Oh? In that case, I'm gonna need someone at 12. I want to see how these delta attacks play out. I think ultimately I will have to work with deck 1. I mean, with my original deck. I thought this would activate a Delta combo, but I guess it doesn't. Let's see how far this brings me.
Can't do a thing about what's going on inside CC Corp. I'm counting on you, Pi. Sakaki said he would give us a seated entry. Anyway, I'm going to enter the tournament to buy us some time. I should go to the arena counter to register for the tournament. I hate to do just what Sakaki wants, but all I can do now is trust Pi and buy time.
There's just one more thing I'd like to encounter. To check. I want to see what other music is available. Doesn't look like there's any related to what was on the terminal disk. Oh well. So, there's an Abyss quest in this as well. They've pitted us against Kiernanos and
I should show up at the arena counter for the tournament.
Only wonder what the final super boss is going to be. It may have something to do with the current scenario and not just the in-game story of R2.
Okay, now I just need to show up at the tournament.
Registration for your participation in the tournament has now been completed. We will inform you of the date and time for your first match by email. Please respond promptly.
Hey, Haseo!
Matsu?
Matsu,
You're in the PK tournament too?
you mean you're in it?
Yeah, since I used to be a PK, they picked me up because my old record was pretty good. Haseo, I'm just praying you'll lose before I have to go out there and fight you.
It's unlike the flaming beast to be anxious and worried before a fight.
And Terrace
Gramps?
as well.
Don't tell me you're in this too.
Well, I was chosen, so I can't help it.
Oh, so the first Arena Emperor's back in active service, huh?
Standing in front of the arena like this really takes me back. Such fiery memories from those days.
Damn it! Haven't you guys noticed anything strange? This PK tournament isn't right. Sakaki's pulling the strings. He's got it all rigged.
I can't run. Not as long as I've got the strength to fight. What it means to be a man.
That's right. This here is our calling. There are spectators here to see my strength. I wouldn't be a man if that didn't get me all worked up.
Strength? Man, you guys have lost it.
Oh, I don't think we have. See ya, Haseo. I'm off to train for the fight.
Me too. I've got to go and polish my rusty sword.
What the hell is wrong with those guys? Is something influencing them?
Awesome!
Hey, it's the old beast. Don't tell me you're...
Sure am.
Gabi, you know you can't enter unless they select you.
Gabi, you couldn't have gotten a selection by email.
Really?
These two.
Huh? You there? Might you be the PKK Haseo?
Are you entering the PK tournament?
They don't
This is
even
ridiculous. Don't they remember me? They must have done a lot of PKing since we last met. I did get a job extension, so I look a little different.
I suppose this just means that PKKs and PKs are the same.
Well then, I expect this to be an enjoyable battle.
Everyone I know is signing up. What's going on here? A short mail from Syllabus. Gaspard's in trouble? Come to the plaza in Breg Epona. But I thought they were at the at-home. Damn it, Gaspard. What the hell are you doing? Anyway, let's hurry to the Breg Epona plaza.
Everyone's signing up. Sounds like a massive curtain call.
Stop it, Gaspard! This is dangerous!
No, Syllabus! I'm gonna do it! I've made up my mind.
You guys!
Oh, Haseo! Haseo, you tell him. Tell him it's dangerous and he needs to stop. Gaspard says he's gonna open a shop here.
Yeah, well, I thought this over. I mean, a whole bunch!
You're gonna get PK'd again.
I can't say this that good, but I thought about it and realized just thinking about everything won't help.
Yeah, but you need to wait until it's safe.
Go for it, Gaspard.
Haseo?
You decided to do this, right? Who cares if you mess up? As long as you don't let it beat you, it'll be fine.
Haseo! I won't give up! No matter how many times they PK me, I won't give up! I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I do best!
You've gotten strong, Gaspard. Don't worry. I won't let you get PK'd.
That's so
I swear, I'm going to protect these guys.
surprisingly touching. Yes. We're determined. No matter how crappy society gets, we're determined to turn things around. No matter how corrupt our political landscape gets, we can still turn back. It's never too late.
Crimson versus.
Alright, not too shabby. It's Puros and Natsume. Natsume was one of the original dot hackers. I hear I'm going to encounter her later in this game, actually. It's good to see yet another returning member of the team. sanctuary's shady right. Yes, in addition to the main story, there are quests to do. Okay, PK. Former moon tree? Oh, lanky you. Especially annoying way of staring. You mean it's easy for Sirius to look down people's shirts?
Why'd the old man get picked? He's not even a PK or a PKK. Sakaki, what the hell are you doing? Matsu, you're signing up for both Moontree and Zelkova. But Matsu, isn't it obvious? Sakaki and AIDA are behind all this. Come on, think about it. Let's invite Kuhn and Adelie and head to calm Betrayal's Longing. Let's invite Kuhn and Adelie and head to Sigma Calm Betrayal's Longing.
Let's do a warm-up with the Abyss quest, though.
Here goes!
Hero counter!
This is a piece of cake.
A steam door, huh?
Let's do it then!
Very well
Justice prevails!
What are they doing?
Go!
Here goes!
I've played too much Final Fantasy.
Lotus flower! Electro bullet! Electro bullet! Lotus flower! Thorn shot!
purpose? For what? Looks like the event won't be happening. Guess I'll go back to town.
Courageous. I'll do it when I come back, if it's for only me.
Where's Entrance and Sakubo?
What? They aren't here yet?
They might have gone on ahead without us. Maybe they've gone to the beast statue.
Yeah, that's true. It's a very good place to train. Okay, let's go to the beast statue for now.
I'm sorry.
Electro bullet!
This is a piece of cake.
I'll crush you! Tempest Blast! Tempest Blast!
I didn't even break a sweat.
How should we handle this? Justice prevails!
He's being sad. So you can get items in certain distortions. Definitely need to be on the lookout for static in that case.
You're mine! Tempest
We did it!
I don't feel like losing today. Tempest Blast!
Almost had it. There we go. housekeeping for a strong party.
You're open!
Tempest Blast!
I guess we did it!
On my guard.
You're open!
Tempest Blast! No doubt about it! I don't feel like losing today. Tempest Blast! No doubt about it!
I'll crush you!
Tempest Blast! Justice prevails! You're mine! Justice prevails!
It's my turn!
Tempest Blast! Tempest Blast! Justice prevails!
Again.
Here goes!
Tempest Blast! Tempest Blast! Justice prevails!
crush you!
Hero counter!
No doubt about it.
I'm sorry.
Justice prevails.
It's my turn. We did it! Let's do our best!
Take this
I guess we did it!
How should we handle this?
That's like absurdly tough.
Tempest Blast!
I didn't even break a sweat.
Be careful, everyone! We did it! I guess we did it!
How should we handle this?
I feel like I'm crossing over a boundary that was already in the
distance. Justice prevails!
getting there, little by little.
Huh? Where are Sakubo and Endrance?
They're not here.
Oh, good, they're here. Let's get started. So then, we're obviously all here today because of the PK tournament.
Sakaki's controlling the system and has taken this thing over completely. Bastard!
I'm pretty sure Sakaki heard that. Anyway, let's decide which members we'll take. Haseo, you're in, of course.
I won't be joining you this time.
What?
Yeah, I'm with Master N. Later, Haseo.
What's with Endrance? He's usually all over Haseo.
I'll join.
Adelie, the Emperor Taihaku is contaminated by AIDA. I told you before.
I'll be fine. Please. Please give me strength to protect everyone I can. I'm right here! Ines!
Your avatar.
Yes, I've awakened.
After the Moon Tree incident?
It wouldn't be all that surprising for someone to awaken after so much emotional shock.
If I have an avatar, I can resist AIDA, right? Then I'm going to fight. I'm through having to be protected by everyone all the time. Sakaki.
I don't want to be like
If I take my eyes off him now, I can't go
dark,
forward anymore.
Dusty cellar, waiting for somebody to come
Well,
set me free.
that means it's Haseo, me, and
Sorry,
Adelie.
couldn't resist.
Kun!
Come on, accept it. You have to. As a fellow epitaph user, you have to understand Adelie's pain and strength.
Adelie.
Yes.
Let's do it. I need you.
Right, let's do it.
Is that why Endrance left? Because he doesn't feel needed by Haseo? In the presence of the rest of G.U.?
Chosen Versus.
Oh, it's a Ton card. It shows Tawaraya, Naobi, and Ender. The Beast guy, Naobi, is actually one of Yata's alternate player characters. Ender is the same for Pi. They were pulling the strings of Ton, even though Tawaraya was the public face of their guild. They cheated undercover for the sake of finding out what's inside of Ovan's arm. As a result, their guild clashed a lot with the Twilight Brigade.
Entrance. What are you doing? A quest with Matsu, huh? Let's take the Hail Bickman quest.
Before we do anything else on that front, I'm gonna take a quick breather. I'll be back after I make myself some good food. Okay, see you in a few.